Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So if you're new to this channel, my name's Krish and I just talk about stuff that I find interesting on YouTube. So that's the story. So today's video is about the Enterprise Lab at Imperial. So whilst I'm recording this video today, so basically earlier this morning, so it's about 12:22 to give you context, but at 10 o'clock I had a meeting with basically an ideas surgery with the VCC, with someone from the VCC team. So it was a group ideas surgery session that's organized by the Enterprise Lab. And they've actually sent me some really interesting content to help think about customer discovery, among other things that I'm going to check out. And they recommended a book called The Lean Startup, which is a very well-known book. So I might actually review that in the future because I've already read it in the past. So yeah, so in any case, the Enterprise Lab at Imperial, if you haven't heard of it, it's this really great kind of, it's basically for people that are interested in entrepreneurship. It's open to Imperial's current students and alumni, and it's not sort of just for business students that are in the business school. It's it's college wide, so anyone studying any degree at Imperial can check it out. They have an actual room where it's like a mini co-working space in the, I think it's in the Sheffield building on the South Kensington campus. So you can kind of, it's like a couple of floors down, so it's like in a basement. But they have this really big, long kind of room with, what's a square room, but they have these really long whiteboards on it. So, so if you like using whiteboards to do teamwork and stuff, worth checking out. And loads of books as well that you can borrow there in terms of business books and stuff. And I think they have Lean In as well, which is a book. Well, one of the first videos I made was a book review on Lean In. So yeah, good book. But in any case, so if you're a current student, they run loads of cool programs. So one of them is the VCC Lab, which is the one that I'm talking to you about today. So essentially how it works is you get, basically there's like 5 tracks. And all tracks are like different categories under which you can apply. So depending on what type of business or what field or sector you're looking to get involved in. So I think health is one track. I know that there's one track called creative and consumer. So if you're making a direct to consumer kind of product, and probably some of the others are like sustainability or energy related, because I know a lot of people that have got involved in the VCC tend to do like energy related and sustainable energy related projects. And the winner, I think there's like so people win in each track. So there's 4 or 5 tracks, and you can get basically up to £20,000 funding that's equity free, which is pretty great if you ask me. And I think there's like 5 weeks of business coaching as well, and it's a great little community to get involved in. If you're really early on, so you kind of just got an idea, they also run a project called I think it's called the Discovery Fund. So you get up to £500 to go and test out your idea. So that's for if you're very initial, like you've only got an idea and you haven't really done anything to kind of move it forward. So worth checking out. So I'm actually going to share with you guys today why I'm looking at the VCC. So for me, it's not going to be this year. So I think at the time of this recording, the applications are going to close pretty soon. So the date from which you can apply. So it's usually, I think it either opens in January or closes in late January. So you don't, so for me it's not going to be this year, but in any case it's something that I'm looking at doing potentially next year. But I'm going to show you like the thing that I'm working on, and I'm going to do a screen share to kind of give you an idea of like the product, or it's not really a product, it's very early stage right now. But it's something that I'm interested in working on, and if there are any current students that are doing computing or data science or are good at that kind of thing or any related field, feel free to, like if you watch this and you think this is like the project that I'm working on is interesting and you'd like to collaborate, then give me an email or just leave a comment and reach out to me, because I'd love to work with people that are interested in something similar, because that'd be cool. So yeah, so without further ado, I'll now kind of do a screen share and show you what I'm working on. So I'm going to quickly show you what I'm working on. So I'll open up Numbers. So Numbers is just the MacBook equivalent or the Mac equivalent of Excel. So time breakdown. So here it is.
I think I've built up a little bit of suspense, but it's really not that complicated. So essentially, earlier on in the year, I was kind of thinking about like how am I going to track my time this year? And a lot of people build Excel spreadsheets and stuff, and they put in their hours and what they're doing and what's going on. So I quite like looking at visual graphs to see, how I'm spending my time essentially. So as you can see, I built this really simple kind of these tables where I put in my modules and then the hours which are cumulative. So what I'm supposed to be doing is every week just add in roughly how many hours I've done on each module, and then at a glance I can see how much time I've spent on each module. So the idea being that I feel like the hypothesis is that if you spend a more balanced time between all the modules, then your exam performance is likely to be better compared to if you potentially are really heavy on one given module or two given modules instead of all of them. So it helps you to kind of keep track, and hopefully, if you're leaning on any one module, you'll kind of balance it out by noticing every week that you're spending too much time in one area. As you can see, I haven't really kept up with this myself. There's a number of reasons, but I intend to hopefully do this in second year and stick with it. So yeah, these are our modules, and Anki is just doing my own Anki deck. And then at a glance, you can also see total hours, which is an important metric, which you'll see as I kind of move down. So underneath that, I've got in this section basically a similar sort of thing going on, but instead of for my study, it's about hours spent socializing or doing social activities. So things like exercise, for me, these are the things I do. So exercise, tennis, dance, running, acting, and walking. So I like to go for walks in the park. Again, I haven't kept up with it, but the total, on this graph you can see at a glance. So I just wanted to also add that, like, if I change these numbers, so if I change that to 80, you can see the graph changes to reflect. Yeah, so basically every time I'm adding, the graph is updating automatically. But in any case, we'll just leave that at 2. You can see at a glance over here, how much time you spent on different activities, and yeah. And if I feel like I've not been doing enough exercise or running, then maybe I can up that up. Yeah, nice phrase there, up that up. Okay, and yeah, so the total hours is important because I can compare them and see, how much time have I spent in independent study. So these I don't count basically guided online learning or well, I do count guided online learning, but I don't count the live online teaching that we have. So if it's a live lecture, I don't put that in. It's mostly independent study, and then as you can see, I can see how much time I've spent doing independent study and how much time I've been socializing and looking after my health. And if I feel like the balance is off, so I've spent too much time studying, then I'll probably chill out a little bit. So it's basically a data based approach to organizing like your time and how it's spent in social activities and how it's spent on working. And the final tab here is so it's the hours. So hours spent in study and social activities at the end of each month. So the idea here was at the end of each month, I'll reflect and see the total number of hours spent socializing and total number of hours spent studying. And then at the end of each month, I just stick them in here, 17 set. So as you can see, this would have been for right in the beginning. And then I've just kind of messed around with it here. Obviously, I haven't actually stuck to it this year. Sorry. If you can't hear me properly, I was covering my mouth a little bit. Sorry. So yeah, so the idea with this is that at a glance, I can see throughout the year how much how my time is being spent. So I thought it'd be interesting to see, around obviously around holidays, how that changes. So I think this one is, yeah, I can see it here. I've labeled it. So it's study. So I would have assumed that around February, March, it would increase because, we have our exams in April and May, maybe drop around, June, July. But I think if I actually done this and stuck with it, it would have been interesting to see. So I will do that next year. So basically that's the idea. So I realized like one of the reasons I didn't want to do this is because you have to one of the reasons I didn't stick to doing this is because you have to come on the computer every day and update, and it just becomes a bit of a it's like a nagging thing rather than you enjoy doing it. So I feel like maybe it's one of these things which is interesting in when you're theorizing about it, but in reality, kind of it's not that fun putting the numbers in every day. So that's the thing that I was kind of looking to solve. So essentially, what I've been kind of thinking about and working on, if I open Pages, is the idea of turning this whole timesheet thing into, if this loads, an app, right? And yeah, so HISMT is just how I spend my time, and I basically, kind of worked on this really early on in the year, and this is really to the extent of what I've done so far. Just an idea of like a really simple app where ideally these pluses should be under exercise sleep. So you click plus on your phone and you add in the hours that you spent, and really once you go into insights, you can see the graphs update in real time. Data is just if you want to, data and export is really the same thing. So if you want to export everything from your app onto your computer, you can do that too. And yeah, so that's something that I think would be interesting to work on. So if there are any kind of coding wizards, computer science students, or data scientists that think this is an interesting idea and they'd like to sort of work with me on this, collaborate with me, I would be thrilled. So please either leave a comment or just find me on Imperial. So my name's Krish. Krish Gadvi, so you can search me as well, and I'm sure like if you check your Imperial emails, contacts and stuff, I'm probably on there somewhere. So yeah, this would be an interesting kind of project to work on. And as I said, the venture capital challenge would be interesting to sort of apply for next year, but I feel like there'll be a lot of work up till that point, and probably if there's like if it is someone that's coding and computer science based, this is something we could work on over the summer. And yeah, so obviously I've been really open with this because I just think it's good to be open. And yeah, and if someone wants to work on this with me, or even if you have any feedback, whether that's critical, if you don't think this would work, then yeah, just give me some comments, give me some feedback, let me know. And yeah, obviously, again, I'd just like to obviously at this point it's not really relevant. But if someone was willing to work on this, then I'd be happy to kind of, it would be a share of equity. So we would go into it as partners or as a team. So even if there's more than one or two people that are interested in working on this, yeah. So I think that's it really. That's all I wanted to share. I hope you found this video interesting. And we'll call it a day. So thank you for watching, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.